Welcome back. This is a crystal clear mind. Good morning, my beauties. How are you all doing out there in the world? Wherever you are, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in and for being here with us today. We have got a lovely Gemini new moon today, which is amazing. If you're in the UK, that is going to come to fruition at about 1:37 in the afternoon today. But obviously, the energy is already being felt. We will have been feeling it for a little while at the moment. We would have felt it for the last few days. We probably would have been feeling a little bit edgy and a little bit erratic perhaps, and a little bit kind of like go, but we're not able to go. So it might be quite an intense energy that you've been feeling that you can't really quite put your finger on. And that would not only be sort of like the leading up to the new moon, but it's specifically because it is a Gemini new moon. So this Gemini energy has quite a high vibe to it. It's quite energetic. It's quite buzzy. So it can feel like it's sometimes quite a lot. You might be quite in your head, maybe overthinking a little bit, maybe overthinking a lot. You might find that you've been sort of heavily doubting yourself, really into that sort of overthinking mindset. And that is all that Gemini energy kind of coming at you from all angles. And that is absolutely fine. It really is honestly fine if you can just ride the wave and continue to ride that wave. It is honestly beautiful energy, because what it is trying to do is it is trying to show you just how much time you can spend in your head, how much time you can spend looking in the wrong direction for things. And it's kind of now time to take away, remove, drop away from the background noise, all that hubbub, all that fuzz that's going on in your mind. You don't need it. You don't want it. You don't want to be overthinking and questioning things and doubting everything that you're doing. Get rid of all that background noise, and it's going to show you what your deep down limitations and your deep down fears are. Always a little bit of a scary prospect when we have to deal with this kind of shadow work, this inner work, this deep down inner work. But it's necessary to keep moving us forward. It's necessary for our growth. It is necessary for our mind's expansion. So we've got to delve deep sometimes. And the Gemini moon is very strongly in this look deeper, think deeper, and check deeper. So as we all know, new moons are the beginning of the lunar month, and they mark this wonderful time of renewal and fresh starts that they bring into our lives. It's a time for clearing and cleansing our energy, and for inviting us to release our past and then set our intentions for going forward, for our future, for what we want, for what we desire. And then you've got this lovely Gemini energy, which is a mutable air sign. So after being in the Taurus energy, my sign's energy last month, which is a fixed sign, jumping over to this Gemini mutable energy, which means that it is flexible, it is movable, it is adaptable and changeable. After going from Taurus's stick with it, rigid energy, we've got this beautiful energetic jump into something a little bit more fun and light and interesting and bold and kind of brave. Being an air sign as well, they're very fluid. They're very fluid as a sign. And you've got this lovely energy that is trying to bring our attention back to all of our relationships in our life. It wants to bring our attention back to learning and curiosity. It really wants us to focus in on our communication habits. Also, our inner dialogue. So it's not just our communication going outwards to other people, it's also how we communicate with ourselves too. And it's also really trying to get us to hone in on how we perceive our reality, but then also how we can change our reality. What is it you want? How can you get it? It's got that wonderful vibe of you can do this, you can make these changes, you are perfectly capable of making all these changes. And how are we going to do it? That's how, and let's go. So you've got this wonderful movement of energy coming off of the Gemini vibe. So hopefully after Taurus season, throughout most of May, you will have used that time to ground yourself, take care of yourself, loads of self-care, loads of focus on yourself, focused mind, focused energy, more patience, more romance, very down to earth kind of vibe. Hopefully after all of that month being in that sort of tone, you're going to kind of enjoy this shake up that the Gemini season can bring for you, because we've got 5 celestial bodies in Gemini at the moment, so there's quite a lot going on in this sign. So we've got the sun, we've got the moon, we've also got Venus and Mercury and Jupiter all there at the moment. So there is quite a lot going on. So expect this kind of shake up feeling, almost like you're being shaken up from being asleep. You're being woken up kind of abruptly. But the Gemini energy within the zodiac, they're known as the curious seekers. So they constantly expressing themselves very much outright, very boldly. They've got this amazing thirst for knowledge, and they want to share that with everybody around them. So really sink into that kind of vibe as you go through this month. But I will say this for Gemini energy, what you've got to kind of take into consideration is that Gemini can be very up in your head. So there is a downside to that. It means that the not just the energy, the thought patterns can sometimes be a bit scatty, a bit all over the place. Again, we're with that word erratic. So at times we can become too consumed with things like social media. We talk about this a lot. You know, the social media can take over, the news can take over, trending reels can take over, and before you know it, you've been sucked into the black hole of Facebook for absolutely ages, and you can't get yourself back out again. And this kind of in your head, getting lost in that moment energy means that we fail things like completing our projects, completing our daily tasks, and restlessness is a very big downside to the Gemini sun. So if you end up feeling like this, like you've gone down the rabbit hole, like your brain is all over the place, your thoughts are all over the place, you're too much in your head and you're not really getting anywhere. So you're not in your head working through those thoughts and coming back out the other side knowing what to do, but you are just in your head and kind of stuck. Best thing to do is kind of revert yourself back to that Taurian energy of last month. Get yourself outside, get yourself into nature, get yourself grounded, and bring yourself back down to earth again. So Gemini's ruling planet is the very quick and clever Mercury. In Greek mythology, Mercury was a god that brought information back and forth, so he was the messenger. This influence within Gemini has us feeling like a social butterfly. Makes us feel like we want to be outdoors but on big adventures. We want to explore, and all of this is really good. You know, I mean, this is like a running theme with this new moon is explore and learn and be curious. But what you've got to realize with Gemini energy is it can also be quite highly strung and kind of constantly excited. It's like sort of, it runs high, its energy, so it also has kind of a quick burnout. So you need to sort of balance yourself out between these amazing curiosity and little adventures and spending time with people and burning through your social battery, at the same time trying to ground yourself, keep your anxiety down, give yourself time to relax, give yourself time to soothe, be calm. Deep breathing, yoga, meditation, even all these things will help just bring you back down. And you know what, if all else fails, take your shoes off and go put your feet on the earth or the grass or the sand or wherever you can get your feet closest to, and just bring yourself literally into connection with the earth and just balance that energy out. So moving away from specifically the Gemini energy and going more into the new moon in Gemini energy, we are looking at renewal of ideas that we've already had or have had. So you might find that you are picking up something that you already started, or at least kind of put pen to paper or your thought down. You might even be further along in this project, but this is kind of a great time for you to renew something that you have already started work on, something that you really want as well. We're going to be focusing in on the way that we communicate, which we've already spoken about, not just with others, but with ourselves, how we talk to ourselves in our own mind, and the way that we interact with our surroundings. This new moon is inviting us to embrace a creative mindset and to gravitate towards environments and activities and people that stimulate us. They stimulate us intellectually, they stimulate our curiosity and our desire to learn more. So keep your eyes out for opportunities that offer up the possibility of meeting people like that. And if you find that you are surrounding yourself with perhaps the incorrect people, energy suckers and so on and so forth, try and find and guide yourself into situations and places and groups of people that have this wonderful stimulation that your brain and your energy and the lunation is currently requiring from you. This lunation is going to be a perfect time for sharing your ideas with others. So again, I suppose that kind of goes back to the renewal of your ideas, kind of complete those ideas or bring them further forward, start sharing them with others, speaking them out loud, bringing them into manifest, and inspiring others with the things that you have to share with them too. We're going to be, as we said already, refining our communication skills. You might find that you begin writing something new, or you might be working on a public speaking project around this sort of time. And this is sort of an embarkment on a brand new learning journey. So if you had something in mind that you're kind of interested in, or you wanted to try your hand at, this is a perfect time to put that into action and give it a go, because it seems that whatever you are being drawn to is probably something that is actually really good for you or was meant for you. And learning is a humongous theme of this new moon in Gemini. The energy coming off of this moon is very prominent right now, and it's inviting us to prioritize learning above a lot of things. It's a reminder to see everything that happens to you in your life. It's all an opportunity to learn. It's all an opportunity to reach a new level of understanding, not just an understanding of what's going on, but an understanding of ourselves, perhaps an understanding of others, or even an understanding of our relationships with people. Now, the sun and the moon are at 16 degrees of Gemini. They're exactly conjunct with Venus and tightly square to Saturn, which is in Pisces. Now, the conjunction between the Sun and Venus corresponds to a maturation or a full moon phase of Venus. And that cycle started in August 2023. So on the 4th of June this year, Venus crossed the Sun and began the second half of that cycle. This event facilitates a clearer and deeper awareness of our true values, of our true feelings, the needs that we have with our relationships. So what we need from our relationships with people. Again, relationship does not always mean romantic. It can be the relationship with family, with children, with co-workers, with your boss, with your friends, your best friend. It can be the relationship. You will know what I am talking about. If it is relevant to you, the relationship will already be in your head as I am saying this. You will know who it is relevant to. So this event with Venus will be working towards our needs within our relationships, our communication patterns. So again, even though we're now talking about Venus, we've got this kind of connection between the Gemini need to resolve communication skills, as well as Venus is saying, I'm here to help with communication also. But for Venus, it's more the communication patterns, as opposed to what Gemini needs at the moment. Venus is also going to be working on challenges with your self-worth and your self-love. And specifically, because Venus is all about the love, it's about how that, your self-worth, your self-love, reflects and impacts your relationships. So we all know that if we have no self-love for ourselves and we don't value ourselves, and we feel like we're not worthy, and we feel like we've got low self-worth, that we're not really able to then provide others with love. If we can't love ourselves, how can we give love to others? So Venus is going to challenge your thoughts around this to try and make you rise to the occasion and really work and delve deep to work and come out the other side feeling bigger and more secure and safe in the knowledge of who you are and how you feel about yourself and how much you love yourself, how much worth you feel that you have in yourself and what you are worthy of in your life, because then that will reflect out into your loving relationships around you. Now, Venus is exact conjunction with the new moon suggests that during the upcoming lunar cycle, all of these themes will be very relevant. So we will continue the exploration of value systems and relational dynamics. So again, we're back to, are you getting what you need from people? Are you giving what they need to them? Do you need to reassess and readdress what you want out of your relationships? Again, not necessarily romantic, can be any form of a relationship at all. Are you getting what you need? Are you getting what you want? If not, how can you use these newfound communication skills to ask and request what it is that you need from this? Is going to be all about continuing to learn about ourselves, looking through the mirror of others and how they see us. There's opportunities to establish new patterns, which is amazing. Again, we're trying to kind of release the past, release our old patterns, work on new patterns, making new choices and show up properly within our relationships. And that is also relevant to how we show up for ourselves. So we're back to Venus with our self-love, our self-worth. And we need to also understand ourselves better, and think about how we connect to others and how they connect to us, and all of the connections that sort of stem from us. And that will help us better understand who we are, what we stand for, what our values are, what our place in the world is, perhaps even where our purpose lies. So this Gemini energy over this new moon, as I said earlier, it's all about being in our heads, questioning everything, doubting everything, maybe overthinking everything. I'm not sure if you felt like this a lot lately or not on the run up to this, but now is the time to obviously clear and cleanse that out. What you are looking for is to remove that background noise, as I mentioned before, and figure out what it is trying to show us, our deepest limitations, our deepest fears. And if 95% of our thoughts are unconscious, which is what it is told to be, then pretty much it means that all of the decisions and the actions that we make daily, weekly, monthly, are done without us even realizing or putting too much of a thought to it. And then this moon, this energy, wants you to make your subconscious conscious so that you can make more aware decisions and more aware choices for yourself and for your life and for your future. Our subconscious is an amazing thing, and it does wonderful things for us that are necessary. You know, not everything needs to be thought out to the nth degree, but when we are talking about our lives and our beliefs and our faith and our hearts and our minds, what we want, our desires, our manifestations and so on, this needs to come from us, not just from some A to B actions that we do without even thinking about it. So this moon is a wonderful, wonderful phase to hone into that energy and really separate your consciousness from your subconsciousness and make yourself aware and bring that awareness back into your life and be aware of what you want and be aware of what you need and be aware of how you can move forward and how you are able to bring that to life. And it really wants you to believe in better things. And this is where the flip side of Gemini energy comes in. It can be erratic, it can be intense, it can be very in your head, it can be quite draining, and it can be quite a high level, and then you drop and you plummet and your battery's dead. But it has this amazing energy about it, which is bold and brave and strong and powerful and confident. If you can tap into that kind of energy, it is pretty much fearless, and it is full of belly fire and ideas, and the brain is always ticking, and it's got this lovely innovation to it as well. And it wants you to hone into the good side of its energy, so to its high vibe, which is it wants you to believe in more. Believe in better things, believe in more for yourself, believe in the possibilities that could be yours. Step forward, have an open heart, feel full of trust in that energy, and then kind of realize that faith, the beauty of faith, and crippling fear, they actually both, despite being on opposite sides of the spectrum, they both require you to have an unwavering faith in something that you cannot see. And Gemini really wants you right now in this new moon to look and realize, why are you wasting your time, your energy, your life, your breath, everything on trusting something as negative as fear? You can't see it, you just go with it. Instead, go the other way and have your trust in faith. Believe in your faith. You can't see that either. Neither of these things can show us anything until, the moment has passed. There is no proof to either of them, and yet somehow we will always lean towards feeling the fear rather than feeling the faith. And that Gemini energy really wants you to feel the faith, lean towards faith, and just move forward with an open heart and full of trust to the side of your faith. And there's this wonderful wave of refreshing positivity and hope that's going to be heading our way as well. And this is where you need to be planting your seeds of growth and abundance. So get that journal out, journal down those intentions, journal them down as if they're seeds that you are planting in your garden and you can't wait to see those flowers bloom. We are at almost a halfway point within the year now. And it's kind of a really good time for reflection. Again, do this with your journal because it's easier when you write these things out. It's a really good time to sit back, make yourself a cuppa, and have a little look at where you are at the moment. So you will have been, whether it's in your mind or whether it's written down, you will have been setting your attentions on the new moons. You will have been releasing everything on the full moons. You will have tried to write down and think about your desires and where you want to be. I mean, In every new moon phase, it is something that we talk about. You know, what do you want? What are you looking for? What do you need? What do you want to set forward? What do you want your future to look like? You need to now sit back in quiet reflection and see where you are. And the beauty of creating your own path is it doesn't matter where you are. Somebody asked a question recently and said, you know, we're at the halfway point. Where are you compared to where you thought you would be at this point? And my honest answer was, I am not where I thought I would be at this point. I think I am actually behind on where I thought I would be at this point. But I have also made amendments to my intentions as I've gone along. So let's say in January, February, March, I set X, Y, and Z intention. But then by April, I added in something new. And in May, I added in something new. So my focus is being slightly shifted. And my best answer was, but I'm comfy with that. I'm actually comfortable with that. It's lovely when you have a to-do list or a set of intentions or goals for your year, which I do every year. I always set my goals, but it doesn't mean that I always reach them. My aim is to try. My aim is to remind myself that these are things that I wanted and to evaluate them and check, are they still what I want? Is this still kind of the avenue I'm going on? Am I still looking for this? Is this what I want from my life? And my intentions and my goals still remain the same, but I've added in new things. So I've actually kind of like extended my list and my focus is kind of being split in different directions. But I am comfortable. I know that I am behind on where I expected to be right now, but that's okay. I still have another 6 months of this year, and I have still got plenty of time and plenty of evaluation time as well. So when you evaluate yourself, I beg of you, please do not judge yourself harshly. That is not what this journey that you are on is about. This journey is about freedom. This journey is about beauty and creativity and making your life the way that you want it to be. So judgment does not belong here at all. So make that cuppa, grab your journal, have a look back over. If you do write your things down, have a look back over what your intentions were from January up to now. How are you doing? Is there something that you could be doing to make these things happen? Is there something that perhaps you know you could have done, but you didn't manage to get done, and that maybe now you can? Bask in the glory of all the amazing things that you have done, or you've made manifest, or you've created your desires into real life. Bask in that glory. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a treat. That's amazing. For the things that you haven't, really have a good deep look using this lovely deep Gemini energy to have a little look. Did things hold you back? Are there things that you can alter? Was it not the right time, perhaps? Are you like me? Did you add extra things on? So you've actually kind of made your list longer. Therefore, you're focusing in different areas right now. Have your priorities changed? Because again, this is our journey, our individual journey. My journey is not your journey. My path is not your path. Likewise, the other way around. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay if your desires or your priorities have changed. Because you know what? Life will throw us curveballs every step of the way. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how spiritual you are, how holistic you are. It doesn't matter. Life will throw you curveballs. And it will throw the big stuff at you too. And the bad stuff too. We can't get away from that. And those things can halt us on our journey, on our path, on our list of to-dos. So take all of this stuff into consideration and do not judge yourself at all. Pat yourself on the back for where you have come from and how you got here and who you are right now. And then work out what you want the next 6 months to look like. Do they look the same as they did when you started this at the beginning of the year? Do you need to reevaluate? Do you need to actually completely scrap your ideas and start again with brand new intentions because everything has changed? This is also a possibility. either which way, just with an open heart and a grounded soul. Have a little look and see where you are, and have a little look at what you can do in the next 6 months that you want to bring into reality for yourself. If you're working with crystals, I would say work with clear quartz on this moon. It will offer you a beautiful purity and a lovely positivity, and it will help with mental clarity too. Keep it with you whilst you journal through these thoughts that we've been talking about and setting your intentions, and keep it with you and work with it whilst you delve into that inner work, that deep, deep inner work that Gemini is asking for. And then we've got blue lace agate. This resonates with the throat chakra. So it's an amazing stone to work with for that clear communication that Gemini is asking for. It's a huge theme during this lunar phase, kind of coming from all directions, including Venus. So work with the blue lace agate. You can even place it on your throat chakra so that you can open up your throat chakra, get it balanced, get it aligned, and then open it up so you've got this beautiful, clear communication resonating from you. If you use it to clear up your communication skills and then combine it with the clear quartz I mentioned before, that will also give you clarity. So you've got the communication skills from the blue lace agate, and then the clear quartz will give you clarity on how to use your communication for better. I also suggest citrine. This joyous, beautiful, bright yellow stone, so full of light, so full of sunshine and bright joy, and it just resonates from it, and it just gives it all to you. And if you work with it, it will boost your confidence. It will make you feel all bright and light inside, and it will tap into that bold, daring, adventurous Gemini energy we've been talking about. And you will feel fully confident in who you are and in your own uniqueness. And then to round it all off, you can also add in amethyst to create an emotional zen around yourself. So that's bringing you back into a Taurian kind of grounding energy. And this will help you as you go through that kind of shadow or inner work that Gemini wants you to do. Amethyst is an amazing stone, and it's got your back, and it will dispel all negativity and just bring you peace to your space and to your energy as well. You can wear it, keep it with you, hold it with you, meditate with it, just place it next to you in a room that you spend the most time in. Absolutely beautiful stone for any occasion, if you ask me. Well, that's it from me, guys. I hope you have a wonderful lunation ahead, and I will speak to you guys again soon. Take care.